The Black Fat Femme Podcast is a production of iHeartRadio and Dr. John Paul, LLC.
Like fangirling a little bit. This is really cool.
I'm gagged being here. This is
Right.
so dope.
Who gagged?
Thank you, and thank you for that,
Yeah.
for that intro succubus, and also the playing. Cause you're mixing so fucking great, and also you look
yes.
Fantastic. Like,
Yes.
my shoe is live. I live for it.
If I die, I'm going to request to come back as you.
Yes.
I'm going to go ahead and do that. Well, hello, everybody. My name is John, also known as Dr. John Paul, and welcome to a live episode of the Black Fat Femme Podcast where all the intersections of identity are celebrated. My name is John, also known as Dr. John Paul, and the parking situation here, it's definitely giving Los Angeles. How are you, Joho?
Can I say, so when I pulled up, I was like, okay, I know this bitch cannot be here before me. And someone was like, oh, I was like, John, where are you at? And they're like, oh, I parked. I was like, bitch, where?
Yeah.
Because they said they parked behind a gate. I was like, what gate did you park at?
Bitch, I was across the street.
I was like, sister, ain't no gate. So I went on the street and I was like, okay, I see it says no parking. And I was like, but everyone's parked here. So I was like, do you want to do it? But I have a rental, so I said, I'm not trying to get a ticket and get towed in the rental.
Correct.
But we had to park somewhere like, up a hill somewhere, and I was like,
yeah, and it's gonna be a hike to get back. So
maybe
big
a
bitches
hike.
Watch us sweat all the way back up this hill on the other side. But with that being said, we are very limited on the time that we have, so we're gonna go ahead and get into what I like to call the mess. If you're not familiar with our show Black Fat Femme, we are getting ready to hit our 100 episodes. Just so grateful for the love and support. Yes, we are we've been Webby honored. Essence has honored us. We've been mentioned by Ebony. We've had a lot of support for the show. And like they did say earlier, we did just win our Shorty Award. So I have to share that a little bit, and then we're gonna jump into kind of all of the things for it. I was actually driving to Santa Monica, and I was in traffic, and I was being that person, and I was just like, I just wonder if we're gonna win. So I went onto the site, and I was like perusing it, and I typed in black, and then I saw 1 out of 3, and I said, okay, so there's a chance. And then literally I typed in fat, and it came up and it said winner. And baby, when I tell you I almost crashed my 2022 Lexus, I was so elated. I didn't know what to do. I was just literally in the fast lane trying to figure out what the fuck to do. And so with that being said, I've been riding that wave all week. It has been such a joy to hang out and every week just be on the mic with my best friend. So this episode, we're going to call it a mini episode. We are going to jump into one of our segments, which we like to call Category Is, and we are going to be talking about horror. We're going to be talking about our favorite horror TV and our favorite horror films. And so I'll throw it to you first, Joho, and then you can throw it back to me. And then we're going to do another segment we do on our show called Yes Ma'am and No Ma'am, where that's basically we read shit to filth. And we either talk about the stuff we love or we talk about the people we want to give the boot. And so we'll go ahead and do that, and then we'll wrap it up. And if any folks have questions after that, we'll be glad to take them. But yeah, so girl, tell me, category, what is your favorite films and why?
Okay, so first I'll say, hey y'all, my name is Joho, or Jordan. You can call me Joe if you want to. And I'm so thrilled to be here. Thank y'all for having us. If I were to start off, I would say, so I love being scared. Like, I love being like, ah! Like, I love screaming.
Let's be clear, black scared versus, well, there's a difference.
Because I'm also a girl that's like, don't go in there, don't do it.
Yes.
The bitch, about to die.
Okay. Let's be clear.
I told you she's about to die, girl. Why is she me about to die?
Yeah.
So I would say the movie I did the most at, or the franchise I did the most at, is The Conjuring.
Okay.
I'm always like, girl, don't talk to a little devil-ass baby. If it's gonna get you, don't do it. Vera Farmiga, you my girl, but you gotta stop doing this crazy-ass shit. Like, she really is doing the most. And so I would say, like, I love paranormal stuff. I love getting scared by, like, ghosts. I love the, like, I wouldn't say I'm not an exorcist girly, but I love the exorcisms that The Conjuring gives me. So I will start with that one.
Okay.
How about you?
So in that same vein, I always like to say, if I could ever meet James Wan and give him something to drink, I would. I think James Wan is absolutely fantastic, and I think he is one of the best directors when it comes to reinventing cinema in terms of film. So as you see our shirts, this was planned. Insidious is my favorite franchise from the bottom to the top. We've actually, me and my husband, so my husband's really big on going to the different locations, like especially horror locations, and we went to the house of the first one, and the guy was really nice, and he let us poke our head into the house, and he was like, they actually used it, and he was explaining everything to us. But yes, like the first Insidious is, in my opinion, the best film that has come out in years in in terms of scares. My favorite scene is when the baby is crying and the woman goes in and she hears, he's like, give me the baby, give me, it's mine. And then she goes upstairs and she looks in the room and he's standing in the window. Girl, the way I wanted to jump out of my skin, but it was good. It's just good scares and frights, honey. So yeah, that's definitely it's up there for me. What's your next one?
The second one I would say, there's an English version of it, but the Spanish version is called Wreck. And come on, yes, come on, Sasquatch. I don't know how I saw it. It was like one day on Netflix.
It's giving study.
Yes, bitch. Okay. Film on it. It's like Spanish horror and zombies. And I think there's 3 films. One of the first 2 films. I prefer number 1. But I love zombies. If anyone played like the 360 growing up, I played Left 4 Dead often. The game yes, that was my game. I was a smoker with a little long tongue that just snatched bitches up out the fire. That shit was so much fun. And so I love me some zombie stuff. I think zombies are so cool. And also I think about, would I survive the apocalypse? I would not.
We wouldn't.
I would not. Someone would eat me, but I would put up a fight. I'd put up a fight for sure.
I would go hungry. That would be my issue.
I would eat everybody else.
Nah, I'm gonna need food.
Eat me instead.
I would literally just have to off myself because I am not about to be hungry.
So I'm gonna eat you then, so I'm gonna survive.
Right. Okay, girl. I give you that.
Give me some food. Yeah. So Wreck 1 and 2, I would say, are the Wreck series, and I'm like, what's the English? Do y'all know anyone know the English series that came out?
Yeah, como se dice?
It's like the one.
How do you say it?
Not como se dice.
Yeah, how do you say it?
I'm trying to remember there's a film that came out that was inspired by Wreck. It's an English film. I don't know that. It starred that one girl from White Chicks, the one who was like, look at my huge donkey. That one, it starred her, and I was like, oh, she was so cute.
Sorry to that lady, I don't know.
Okay, no one knows who she is. No one out here knows, so we'll just skip on to the next one.
Okay.
How about your second one?
So I'm gonna say this. So it's very interesting. I don't like clowns, but I love it. And I love the first iteration of it, but I also love the second iteration of it too, because it was good. It just was really, really good. Like, even for me watching it in theaters, I think the second one was a little too long. It could have been shorter, but I will say, I think the first one into the second one, it was a really great job in my mind of storytelling and laying the foundation for the fear. And then when you learn that the second one is very queer coded, it's very much in the notion of he only plays off of the fear based off of what folks are fearful of, and then the character could be queer, but he doesn't necessarily say it. There's a lot going on in the second one that I just think is really, really smart. But yeah, I think the whole world franchise, shout out to Stephen King. And then also I think it's really cool, Stephen King, I'll say this as somebody who's striving to get into the industry, is trash right now, I'm judging it, yes. But someone who's trying to work into the industry, I think it's really cool that Stephen King sold I think initially gave the person for $1 or something like that. I heard some story about $1 of somebody paying some change to do something around the film. But anyway, Stephen King is he's really legit, and I also love that he's extremely right-leaning. Shout out to the people out there who are doing what they need to do, free Palestine, but go off.
I was like, when you say right-leaning, you mean he is conservative?
Sorry, no, left. Sorry, I meant left. Sorry, I'm tired. I was very tired. Sorry, I'm tired.
And it was
scratch, run that back. Chris, you have to edit that out. Chris is our editor, I'm sorry. But no, he's very left, and he's very much with us.
We definitely don't celebrate right-leaning stuff on our podcast. I was like, that's a new one for me as well. Okay,
sorry, bitch. All right. Anyway, let's move on.
Okay, so you know what? I'm gonna push back to you for the third one because I have a response about it, because it is my third one and I want to talk more about the queerness.
Okay.
So let's do your third one.
So my third one,
and then I'll do third.
Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and say. So I know there was a lot of people who shit on this film. Can we cuss? I hope it's okay that we cuss.
We're right. We just keep doing it. Is that okay?
All right. Okay. I get the thumbs up in the back.
Y'all are naughty, but are y'all producing? We need to know.
Okay.
It was yeah. But we need to know from them. But also thank you.
Yeah. So I know a lot of people really ragged on the second one, but I'm gonna say that I really enjoyed the remake of The Exorcist that just came out. I thought it was fantastic, and I also appreciate that it was black-led, that the two people in the film that had a predominant storyline were black. And I'm all for black people in film, or in horror. I think we need more black people in horror, and I also think that a lot of producers who are white need to move so that way black people can create more horror. But all that to be said, yes, I thought The Exorcist, the whole concept of the little black girl, and then the whole like, was it you who was talking? Somebody was talking to me about that. I guess at the end of it, they were saying that while it looks as if she was actually like freed from whatever demon got her, she looks at the camera right before it goes, and I was like, oh, I didn't catch that, so I really want to rewatch it, so that way I can see that scene. But yeah, I think the new Exorcist is absolutely fantastic.
I still have yet to see it because like I'm not an Exorcist person. Like I love exorcisms, but the Exorcist just always throws me off a little bit.
Have any of y'all done the horror mazes, like was it HHN, the Halloween Horror Nights? We did it. I'm gonna say this real quick, and then we'll go back. Me and my husband did it the year that they had the regular Exorcist in it, and he fell, and I ran away, and I felt so bad because he was like, excuse me, he was like, nigga, you left me, and I just was like, I had to go, I was scared. So it was very much kind of one of those things where he's mad at me the whole time he was driving home, but I was like, bitch, you fell. Like, you would have got 8 if it was a scary movie.
Like, listen,
like, you know how this goes.
I call it training. We're training for the real thing.
And I'm like, I'm not trying to die first. Move. Like, you fell. That's on you. So he was really upset. So this past year when we did it, he went in the front of me, and he said if something happened to me, that it would be fair game. And I was like, it's all right, it's fair. But
can I just say, speaking of being black in mazes, I'm the bitch who will fight somebody by accident, and I know you're supposed to, but like I'm like, don't do it. And people like I know people are mad. I'm not supposed to do it. I'm like, you should not be doing it. I'm so sorry. The one guy I punched in the face by accident, but he came too close to me, and I'm like, you should know. Don't scare a black person. Any period.
Right.
Don't scare me in the mazes. I'm like, I know you're like.
But that's kind of what you signed up for.
I mean, I signed up for it, sure, but not to be 3 inches from my face.
That's
like
fair.
3 feet away, girl, but not 3 inches. I was like, baby girl, you're too close. So I said, bop, and I was like,
yeah.
I immediately was like, I'm so sorry, I fucked up. And then I came out, and the guy was like, so you punched somebody in the face? And I was like, first of all, I was like, how'd y'all know it was me? Like, they got cameras in there. I was like, not the guy wearing a little body cam, but it was, whew. Anyway, so, okay, First, I thought you were about to ask them, have any of y'all done an exorcism? And I was like, please don't ask me.
No, I was saying, if you have done the exorcism, you keep trying to put words in my mouth to get me canceled.
Have you ever? I was like, no, don't say it.
Yeah.
So, okay, so it is also my third, favorite as well, too. I love the first one. The second one I love because I do think it was queer coded too, but it began with the gay bashing, and that made me so uncomfortable. I truly, it was a choice that, I remember there's an article about it, and someone asked the directors, why make the choice, and they tried to defend it of it was a choice for a reason. And I was like, there was nothing that a gay bashing would ever make me feel like this makes sense to the story. It just wasn't for me. Right. But I do think the clown itself is like a queer hero.
Let's talk about
it. She's a villain, but she's also a queer hero in some ways. And I was like, no, I really see it. And your point, that one character did unalive themselves, I think, because it was implied that they were queer. And so I do feel like, the idea of clowns and horror, I think obviously has a queer connotation, but leads me to our next part of this conversation is, what do you think makes horror queer? What about horror is queer? What feels queer? How does one queer horror themselves as well?
Yeah, well, I think so for me, it was interesting because when I saw this in our show flow, we talk about our show flow all the time on the show, but when I saw it in the show flow, either he'll do it or I'll do it, or we'll both work on it together. But when I saw this question, I was like, I've never thought about that question. And so I actually had to really think about it. And when I was sitting with the question, for me it was, I feel like just being queer in general, you're always scared. And that's scared in a bad way. It's kind of like, I always tell people, God bless whoever catches my rage. I'm just saying. But with all that to be said, I think the trauma and the concepts of fear and having to be alert and having to be aware of your surroundings as a black queer person or someone navigating multiple identities. So I think for me, that's a big theme and a lot of, fear. Even if you think about Michael Myers and all of the stuff that happened with him, and, I forget the name of Jamie Lee Curtis's.
Laurie Strode.
Thank you.
Yes.
That's what y'all here for. And so to help me out. But Laurie Strode, constantly thinking about all of the trauma she went through, right? And even thinking about familial trauma, right? There are, some of my family are Michael Myers to me. When I see them, I go running. It's literally that, right? So I think a lot about that, right? As much as it is, art, it's a lot of art representing life or really playing out some of the stuff we think about. But what about you?
So I think like fear is a big part of it. Like I put the question and then I was like, what am I gonna say for this? So I'm still rough drafting it, so forgive me. But I really feel like when I think there's a level of like obscenity and grotesqueness of horror that I think as a queer person I identify with because of how society sees queer folks as sometimes grotesque or obscene. But I think queerly like I find a power in that. Like horror is so countercultural, right? Like culture is all about purity, culture is all about like making things seem good and happy and cookie cutter and bright and shit. And horror is about like we're going to do some deep shit. We're gonna do some like messy ass, bloody ass shit, or scary thrills. And I think to me it speaks about like how like queer folks we as a culture like people do fear us. But I think in so many horror films like you realize that like the fear you have like is self-made, right? Like it's made by this outlandish creature. Like I think a lot of like Freddy Krueger like.
Nah, Freddy Krueger was white man. So
no. But
just saying.
What I mean, like people dream of Freddy Krueger, but like that is like a self-made dream. In my opinion, like people dream themselves of Freddy. And I know Freddy goes into your dreams and kills you, so it's not like they dream of it. But I think there's something there about the notion of like we create these monsters in ourselves, and so I think people create monsters of us as queer folks, and that's why I find like a certain identification. But I also think like it's just fun. Like horror is just fun. It's fun. It's often funny. Like there's some comedic parts to it. Like it's interesting. It's cool. Like it's in your face. I think as queer, like again as a queer person, like I'm fun. I'm funny. I'm in your face. Like I'm a walking horror flick, and I love to see it. So I feel that's another way in which I feel like the horror itself is queer. I think the last piece I'm thinking about, like in terms of like queer like as a subculture, I think also the way that like horror is a bit subversive, and like it subverts tropes for us. And in some ways it doesn't, because obviously like Black folks always say first. And I wish we could subvert that trope, but we haven't yet as a culture. But I think like horror subverts a lot of tropes for people, or it flips some, or it adds a different dimension. And I think like queerness is all about subversion. Like I love being queer because I love that I just subvert everything that I do. And some ways I wish I could just be like mediocre and normal, but I can't. And I wish that upon nobody in this room. I wish we all can be subversive, dope ass people. So I think to me there's a subversion of horror that I as a queer person also identify with.
I love to see it. All right, y'all. So we are going to go ahead and move into what we like to call our third category of our third part of the show. And we're going to move into the yes ma'am and the no ma'am. So if you wanted to start, what is your yes ma'am when it comes to horror?
Okay, so my yes ma'am is going to be to Get Out and Us, first of all, because I think those two as two Black horror films. Well, some would say that Get Out is more thriller or suspense. To me, it can be horror because of white folks in your neighborhood and they're trying to kill you. That's horrible. That's horror. But Us is all to me like us is like straight horror for me, and particularly Lupita Nyong'o as a scream queen for me. Like, whew, really just like I hope she does more. She was it her? Who's the movie? No, that was somebody else.
She has a movie coming out.
Oh, does she? Is it horror as well?
It's The Quiet Place. I think it's like day one.
Okay. That. And then I also would say I guess I would also be The Blackening that I saw last year.
Yes.
I feel like thank you. Real ones now. I feel like some folks did not love the movie. I thought it was both hilarious and really good, like an all Black starring cast, some fine ass cast members on that movie. Period. But also just like to me it was like we're asking for films that strive to not give into tropes while also making fun of tropes.
Yeah.
Just genius. The idea of Black telepathy in the film, genius. I've had that with my own friends. Like, this is everything. I hope they make a sequel. And I hope what was her name? The person who created it. Not that face. I'll find it. What? One more time. Yes, Dwayne Perkins. Perkins. Thank you. I really hope that they're given the resources to create more, because I thought it was really fantastic.
It was really good.
Thank you so much for thank you for Dwayne, because I was like, no, it's something. So Dwayne Perkins, yes.
No, we see each other.
We see each other.
Yeah.
How about you? Yes, ma'am.
For me, again, racking my mind and wanting to say all of the things around it. I think for me, I don't know if when I talk, so I watched the first. So I know I'm probably gonna get some boos. And, ooh, tomato. I watched the first season of Them and was like, meh. Like I could have done without it. I was like, black people in Compton getting traumatized by white people. This sounds like, every day. So it didn't feel fresh. And then I watched The Scare. Baby, when I tell you, if you have not locked into Amazon Prime for Them, The Scare, cinema, like literally the house down. Like it was fantastic. Like I even wrote an article about how amazing that show was. Like it just, something about it just felt so good from the beginning to the end. The end was it got a little rocky, got a little messy, a little muddled, but it was trying to tie stuff in. But I understood what they was doing, and so, I kind of let it rock. But all that to be said, I just think everything about like that, the idea of, for me, I think what I love about not even just Them, The Scare, but even thinking about Jordan Peele and all the stuff that he's done, I love that he's able to take blackness in a way and be able to kind of flip it and say, like, these are the realities of marginalized people. Like, these are the things we have to think about. Like, even Nope, right? So people are like, oh, it's about aliens. And I'm like, is it really? Or is it about surveillance? Is it about being watched as black people who are trying to just do stuff in the industry, right? There are all these things and caveats that I was looking for, or was kind of like evaluating in the movie. And so I personally am that girl. I probably helped Nope make money because I saw that movie a lot. I really enjoyed Nope. It was so fun to me. I actually bought the Steelbook too. The Best Buy Steelbook. Before Best Buy canceled DVDs. Sad day before they stopped selling them, child. I bought it. I bought one. So, what about your No Ma'am?
So my No Ma'am Pam, so speaking of Them, is to the film They Them. That was with Kevin Bacon.
Okay, still mine, but that's go off, girl. Go off.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, no, fine, go ahead.
Because we can share it. We can share it. It was just trash. Also, and it's a film that I actually do love in some ways, but No Man Pam is just so, it's a B-flick film called Hatchet. That's been like the 90s or 80s. And it's just this ogre looking creature that just like hunts down people with a hatchet. It's so bad, but it's hilarious. And so I love to see what's No Man Pam because I'm like, who was like, this movie makes sense? Who was like, this movie is the one that should be out? But like, it's also really good and funny at the same time. So I say, if anyone see Hatchet, has anyone heard of it here? Okay, yeah, one person about, wow, deep cut.
Y'all real ones, because I know nothing about it.
Y'all need to do your homework apparently, because I was like, Hatchet's my one right there. Go, it didn't be in the back. But yeah, so that is my No Ma'am Pam. How about you?
Okay, so my No Ma'am Pam, partly was they/them. I just thought it was very lazy for them to use non-binary trans people as a trope for horror. I just thought it was really lazy. But I will also say that I went and saw The Strangers, the new one. Really? When I got up out of that chair, I said, where's my money? Like, it was really awful.
Because the old one was amazing.
And that's what I really thought. I would even say, because a lot of people have said that they didn't even like The Strangers at Night, and I thought that was better than the first one, honestly, truly. The music, and I think for me, it's like when the music makes things more scary, because that music shook me. Yeah, baby, the whole scene with the truck and him playing the music and the man was stuck in the tree, that was great. That's cinema. That is cinema. But baby, this what this New Strangers is giving, whoo, my God, today. I don't even stream it if you want.
But don't pay for
God bless.
Don't pay for it.
Like, I don't know, it's bad.
No.
If anybody in the room is associated with it, I'm so sorry. Things happen. We all make bad decisions, and it is what it is.
If you love it, their license plate is.
Yes. Yeah. Right. Yeah. If you do love it, it's not me who said it, right? But anyway, all that to be said, yes, that is definitely my least favorite thing as of right now. So if you were planning to go see it tomorrow, I'm sorry. But I'm just here to state facts. It was bad. And I'll tell you why it was bad. I'm not going to just throw out a critique. It was bad because the actors, you can tell that they cast the actors because the actors were pretty. That is literally what it was. And so it's giving more, girl in distress who was like, because she just keeps making, She kept making, okay, so I'm sure I'm offending like half of the room. She just kept making white girl decisions, and I couldn't understand it. I'm like, girl, what are you doing? Like, how you gonna take a shower when you scared that somebody outside your house? Like, why would you do that? Yes, mama was in the shower with the killer who she thought was in the house.
She said, I'm so scared, but let me just wash off.
What are you doing?
Just in case.
What are you doing?
In case I'm dying, let me just.
Right, like I'm literally in the theater biting my tongue because I'm like, and then, sorry if I'm giving it away, but it's just, that's how bad it is. There is a scene where, so old boy comes up in the truck. The truck is running, okay? The man comes around, the man who's with her, he has a gun. He drops the gun, walks past the truck. It's running. You could have gotten the truck and left. And they're oh, I'm so scared. You deserve to die. You literally deserve to die. So I'm sitting here like, looking at my husband going, who wrote this? Who did this? And he's looking at me like, well, decisions were made.
If anyone knows the director, please let them know we have words.
And I will tell her too, it's terrible. So with that being said, if there are any questions, I guess, do we have time for questions? Thoughts, concerns? Y'all want to throw a tomato? Throw it at her?
They have words to say. I saw the first time over here, and then I saw you over here as well, but I saw you in the back with the bandana. Yes. Hello. Can we get them a mic?
Oh, yeah, you can take mine.
Oh, I'm like, do you want this mic?
Yeah, why don't you share a mic?
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so take the mic and then we'll share this one.
I can't get up because this is...
You're
she's
okay.
deep.
No, so we'll share. I got you, girl. I got you.
So you mentioned your dislike for They/Slim. For movies in the past who have always been celebrated for their contribution to horror, but not their LGBT contribution, how do you think we get past that for newer movies such as They/Slim?
Good question. You want to take a verse? No, you take a verse.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
I need to think about that one. That was a good question.
That is a deep question. Like, well, like I said, I think for me, it was, I thought They/Slim was written well. My problem, like I said, was it was the whole, let's send these queer people to a conversion camp and use the conversion camp as a way to be like, that's the twist, right? The conversion. Like, there's so many other ways that could have been done, right? It could have just been I'm sending my kids away for camp, for the summer, and you're going because you have to go, and then they get there and realize, these people are nuts, right? Like, there's so many, like, for instance, the Visit, right? I think The Visit is a great example of someone thinking about a way of, like, your grandparents being scary. I thought my grandparents were scary, right? Like, that was perfect to me, right? So I think for me, it's just this idea of, and I'll say this, and we talk about this on the show all the time, there needs to be more queer people in the room who can say when they're reading a script or when they're reading a story or when they're looking at some type of board going, ooh, I don't think that's gonna work, girl. Let's go ahead and fix that a little bit. Let's change that. Is it possible we can change that? But I think that's how we move the thing. I think the biggest thing is having us in the room as, like, in general, having us in the space to be able to say, nah, I don't think that's a good idea, sis. We may want to change that up a little bit.
Agreed. Because I think like when it's like the room, I want to be really clear, like it's writer's room, it's production room, it's like it's crew, it's intimacy coordinators, it's I don't know, there's like horror coordinators, but like it's cast, like there needs to be corporate folks in every step of the way, and I also wonder like how many films like. I wonder, and I'm not in the film industry, so I would not know this question, know the answer to this question. So John, maybe you might have a thought to it. But like, sometimes I wonder if films go through like a auditing process, like
Oh, they do.
like so.
But often in those auditing processes, there's still white people in the room.
And so like, can we have queer folks who audit that film and it's like, this actually would not be a good idea. Like, I actually would pay you to not put this movie out instead. Now I'd advise you something way different. Like
me with the strangers.
No, truly.
Right.
Because I sit here, because I often watch this like articles or movies, or like articles about movies, I'm always like, who in the editorial room was like, this is a great idea? I want to know who, because I have questions for them. Like, not for the writer, for the person who was like, this is great. Like, so many things can be handled with like a PR team. And so I wonder if there are PR teams who are like, this film should actually not go out. I also think like we need to do away like with the idea that different identities are expendable in films, and I think issue sometimes is like we play up. Also, we also play, not we, like we don't, but like people who create films like play up identities in a film, and I'm like, can someone just be queer and like basic and not be killed for their queerness, but like just be killed because they're making white decisions or something? Like,
Right.
You know, so I think you had a really great question that I personally probably want to sit with more, and I really love John's response to that.
Thank you, love.
The person who was in the ears right here.
Hi. Can you tell us your names too?
Yeah. Also, Bandana, please tell me your name as well.
My name's Gilbert.
Thank you, Gilbert.
Thank you, Gilbert. So I have to call you Bandana.
All right,
So thank you, Gilbert.
Yes, they came and asked a question.
Yes. Hey.
And then we'll go to you.
Thank you. I wish I could get up. I'm so sorry.
Oh, no, it's
It took
okay.
a long time to roll out.
Hi, my name's Quay.
Hi, Quay.
Love that name. Yeah.
I was just, you said the movie that you hate the most is They Slash Them. And it's on Netflix, right?
No, that's on Amazon Prime.
Oh, it's on Amazon.
Oh, it's Peacock. It's Peacock.
Okay,
Let me
can
stop
you-
lying on Amazon
Can
Prime.
you tell us what scene do you hate the absolute most of that movie?
All of it. I think for me, it's just, I don't know about you, if you have a specific
Honestly,
scene.
I don't like Kevin Bacon on this show. I was like off.
I don't even like Kevin Bacon. Oh. No, and like I said, I thought it was lazy. I just thought the entire film was very lazy. I think I checked out when I saw the girls, and I say girls in the sense of the queer babies, get off the bus. And then they were like standing out there, and the white people came out and was like, "Hi, you're here for a conversion situation." I was like, "Oh, I'm done." Like literally, as soon as I saw that, I grew up a Jehovah's Witness, so religion, conversion, all that is real. It's scary to me anyway. So when I saw that, I was like, "Oh, here we go." And that's when I initially had checked out. And my husband was like, "We need to keep watching so you can have commentary." And I was like, "Do we?" Like that's oftentimes what happens is like I usually will end up like start checking my phone, but I thought the whole movie wasn't that great. Sorry.
I love that. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, love. Thanks for asking.
And John, you said something over here?
Yeah. You and
Hey.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes. Hi.
Hi. My name is Dom.
Hi, Dom.
You said that you and your husband did the whole location. So me and my husband have been doing it too.
Awesome.
But I wanted to know what was your favorite because we got hit with a lot of construction on houses last year. So we were like,
Yeah. I think the favorite location we've been, so there's two.
Okay.
When we went to New Orleans, we went to the American Horror Story 3 house.
nice. Yeah.
And we took pictures outside. They were actually doing a wedding there. It was like a Gothic wedding. So we couldn't really get around to take pictures, but we were able to get like in front of it and like steal a couple of photos. And then the second one is we went to the house from also American Horror Story. I don't know if you remember, there was some house here in LA, but it was like a big mansion, and it was the one where
Murder House.
the Murder House. That was the one. We went to the Murder House. That was actually really fun, and we did it on Halloween.
Ooh, nice.
And so that was actually really cool because we were able to see like there were other people there who were like doing like had dressed up with different characters. There was like a guy in the GIMP outfit. It was really, really cool. But all that to be said, that for me those two are like my favorite.
Okay, I love that because we're still going, so we have ours for this year too. So
He's always looking for a new house to go to.
Thank you guys.
You're welcome. Thank you for asking.
Yes, me and my husband, who I don't have, go to those houses as well. I want to feel included.
Well, you can join us.
I'm like, does the Full House count as well? The one that did not count for us?
I don't know. Any other questions before we go? No? Oh, there's one there.
Come on, that's my outfit.
I was actually thinking, I was like, my next
y'all look
outfit
so
gonna
good,
have to
though.
look something like this, because I'm gonna need that. And the brother in the coat. There's a brother in the coat here. They were somewhere out there, they were eating. They know who they are, but I'm gonna need that coat when you leave. I'm still on it, ain't off of it.
So, did either of you guys watch I Saw the TV Glow?
Have not.
Not yet, but I want to because I love Justice Center. I love the actress.
There's a lot of like queer themes, and I heard there was like something about, being trans, but I didn't really know how to feel about it or how to interpret it, and I was just trying to see what you guys thought about it. But I mean, once you watch it, hopefully, I don't know.
Yeah, we haven't watched it yet.
Yeah.
If you want feelings on, if you give us a follow and a message, then I will watch it and I will.
I
want to speak for you.
We can watch it. We can watch it.
Watch it and then we can message you about it.
Yeah.
Because I'd be very curious, to hear the question and understand and then be able to.
We'll definitely be happy to do that for you.
Okay.
What was your name?
Gardenia?
Yeah, for sure. Okay. Were those lights y'all playing us off? Okay, little flashing lights. Yeah, I was like, okay, that's them playing us off. All right. Well, there are no other questions. Thank you for listening to us. And
Wait.
oh yeah, we gotta close the show the right way. Yes, let's close out the show. So where can the dolls find you?
Oh my God! So y'all, my loves, you can find me at Joe Hodaniels across all socials. That's JoHodaniels. And if not there, you can find me somewhere across the world traveling. I don't know where I'm going, but I just keep being put on planes somewhere. So if you see me, please help me because I'm tired of it. How about you, boo?
Same. You can also find me at Dr. John Paul. That's spelled DoctorJohnPaul. You can find me on Twitter. I'm never going to call it X. You can find me Twitter. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me. Sometimes you can find me on TikTok. But I don't do it all like that. And then you can also go to my website, www.drjohnpaul.com. And if you don't find me at any of those places, you can find me probably creeping around Krispy Kreme. I'm really trying to get my hand on that Dolly Parton donut. I know she got 3 of them, but the one with the apples, that's got my name on it. And I ain't supposed to have it, but I'm still going to eat it.
And you can find our show, BFF Black Fat Femme, on iHeartRadio or anywhere you get your podcast.
Yes,
iHeart Podcast Network, part of the Outspoken Network. You also find us on social media at Black Fat Femme. That's BLKFATFEMME. You always spell femme.
Yeah, because Twitter and Instagram was playing in our face about the AK, so that's why we got this BLK. And then other than that, we're going to close off how we always do. We like to thank our producer, Bay Wang, who's actually in the room with us back there. So Bay Wang is our award-winning producer of the show. Hey, baby. Hey. And then also we'd like to shout out our amazing editor, Chris Rogers, because without them, there would be no flavor in your ear. This has been another episode of the Black Fat Femme Podcast. Stay black, fat, femme, and fabulous. And remember, what they cannot break, what they did not make. Have a good one. I love us for real. Bye.